For all your pastry, bakery, and quality food, CK Restaurant is the only place to be. We do catering for birthdays, weddings, and all related services. We have all kinds of local foods, American, European, and even beyond. Come and have a taste of our local juice, ebe, and other services. At CK Restaurant, customer satisfaction is our priority.
Are you thinking of owning your dream homes? EJ Investment is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3, or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings, 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour, or contact us on 4464838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on EJ Investments. EJ Investments, we are first in properties.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151, or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning to you all. You are all here today to witness the launching of the ECOWAS flood response project for the Gambia for those affected in 2020 in the West Coast region. My task here today is to just facilitate the process, but the various speakers will give their speeches. I would like to introduce those present here. We have His Excellency Claude Condor, the special political advisor to the representative of the President of ECOWAS, here present to give the official launching of this particular project on behalf of ECOWAS. We have Mr. Jean Claude representing the CD, the country director of WFP, to also give a statement on behalf of WFP. It would interest you to know that the project is funded by ECOWAS, but the implementing partners are WFP and NDMA, of course, and the government of the Gambia. In our midst, we have the executive director of NDMA, Mr. Sanada Haba, who is also here to grace the occasion. And of course, the Honorable Governor of the region, Mr. Alaji Lamin Sane, who is also here present. We have the CEO, Brikama Area Council, Mr. Mobi Jonga, the chiefs from Foni Bondale, Foni Bintang, Foni Kansala, Como Central, and Foni Jarol. You are all welcome to grace the occasion with us. Of course, these chiefs and other chiefs who are being engaged in other activities are all beneficiaries of this project, since their people are benefiting. In our midst, we have the Deputy Executive Director of the National Disaster Management Agency. I would like to recognize the presence of the Technical Advisory Committee of West Coast Region, the representative from Social Protection, the WFP staff here present, the representative of the SG, Gambia Red Cross Society, is also present with us. We also have beneficiaries, sample beneficiaries of this particular project. My Director of Operations is also here present, and other staff of NDMA. I would also want to recognize the presence of our volunteers from Help Gambia, who are also present with us, and the media fraternity, and all other protocols duly and respectfully observed. So I would kindly request for us to pray in our own ways before we get into the program proper. Thank you. Thank you very much. Just to give a quick rundown of the program guide, there would be a welcoming remarks, of course, to be given by the governor of the region, followed by a statement by the Executive Director of the National Disaster Management Agency, also a statement from WFP Country Director, a launching statement by the Political Advisor to the Special Representative of the President of ECOWAS to the Gambia. There will be a official handing over of response, building material response to 5 beneficiaries that will be facilitated by the representative of ECOWAS. Also, we would want to have a statement from one of the beneficiaries here present, a group photo, and that's the end of the program. So, first of all, we apologize on the late start, due basically to issues beyond our control. So what I will do now is to call on the Honorable Governor of the West Coast Region, Alaji Lamin Sane, to welcome the gathering. Thank you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين. Your Excellency the Vice President in absentia, Dr. Asad Toure, Executive Director, NDMA and staff present here this morning, the ECOWAS representative in the Gambia, senior government officials, our chiefs from various districts within the region, the Technical Advisory Committee members, local dignitaries, the NDMA staff in West Coast region, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I would say, dear Excellencies, distinguished guests, and dear colleagues in the region, ladies and gentlemen, It is my true pleasure to welcome you to the official launch of the Gambia's 2020 Flood Response Project, funded by ECOWAS through the World Food Programme, implemented by the National Disaster Management Agency. The main aim of the project is to deliver assistance to the Gambian population affected by the floods in the year 2020. In the year 2020, the Gambia experienced the flooding, which had significant impact on the lives and livelihoods of the Gambian population. The cumulative rainfall for that year was 24% higher than the previous year. The heavy and persistent rains led to severe flooding here in West Coast region and the Upper River region. According to data from assessments conducted in that year, 17,314 people were internally displaced by damage to shelter. Overall, 949 sanitary facilities and 602 water points were affected countrywide, which led to serious damage to properties and also livelihoods. This situation is sad, as it has led to challenges with access to clean water and increasing the threat of waterborne diseases and other related hazards. As such, the actions and outputs of this project is welcome, not only by the West Coast region, but the entire Gambia as a whole. Having new boreholes and access to rehabilitate their homes is highly welcome by those people who have been hard hit by this calamity. Ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, today, as we launch this important project, I want to seize this opportunity to thank the government of the Gambia, through Her Excellency, the Vice President, for considering the plight of vulnerable citizens of the country. You can recall that at the height of COVID-19, we have witnessed your office's support through the Nafa Creek response, the social safety network support, will transform the lives of many people and many families in the region. I wish to thank the funding partners, ECOWAS through WFP, the Office of the Vice President, Her Excellency, with her dedicated staff for their untiring work and efforts rendered within the communities. We have witnessed her support, her physical appearance in all of these areas where people have been hard hit by the rainstorms and also other kind of calamities. Your Excellency, in absentia, I will not do justice if I don't express my gratitude to my coordinator, Madam Binda C, for her hard work, honesty, and sincerity to duties. She is really a lady to be reckoned with. She is very hardworking, very dedicated, and very honest on duties. This is a lady that I would say proudly, with all the offices we have in the Gambia, with due respect, I think I enjoy working with her because of her honesty and dynamism. Thank you, Binda. To conclude, I happily welcome everybody to this event and wish you a very successful event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Governor. I must admit, you have created the conducive environment for us all to work together with you. Your doors are always open, you always motivate us. You are the motivating factor. That's why we are excelling and we shall continue to excel. And all the staff members here are working under a conducive environment created by you. So we thank you. Thank you very much for this statement. It could be recalled that every year, 13th October is marked as the International Day for Disaster Reduction. Unfortunately, last year, on the 13th October was a red letter day for the Gambia. It was the day we received the highest downpour, especially the West Coast region. Commonwealth was the hardest hit, which records about 95.7 millimeters within 2 hours. So it was no surprise that West Coast had the highest number of flood victims with URI. Unfortunately, again this year, we are the hardest hit. So West Coast is a vulnerable region. It's becoming a vulnerable region. It's a cause for concern. I think all efforts should be on there to synergize whatever activities we have to do to ensure a resilient region. So we thank you for your coordination. I will now want to call on my executive director to give a statement. You are welcome.
Okay. Good morning to you all. I want to take this opportunity to recognize the presence of our Honorable Governor, Honorable Lamin Sane, the representative of the ECOWAS Commission, World Food Program and Country Director who could not make it today, the CEO, Brikama Era Council, chiefs present here today, social protection and other partners, community members, Technical Advisory Committee, direct beneficiaries, members of the media, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. The National Disaster Management Agency are pleased to launch the ECOWAS 2020 food response to the people of West Coast region and Upper River region respectively. During the heavy rain between May and October in 2020, the Gambia experienced flood and windstorm hazard with significant impact on the lives and livelihood of the affected population. The heavy rain, persistent rain led to severe flooding in the densely populated areas of West Coast region and in around the city of Basse in Upper River region. Information from the assessment conducted by the regional disaster management structures indicated that 83,481 people across 4,910 households have been impacted by that hazard. During the rainy season, many in URR and West Coast region, a total of 14,775 shelters were damaged, leading to internal displacement of an estimated 17,314 people. A total of 949 sanitary facilities and 602 water points have been affected nationwide, with West Coast, URR, and the North Bank region and Kanifing municipality being the hardest hit areas. The situation has impacted negatively in the lives and livelihood of communities in these two regions. It became difficult for the affected popular communities to cope with the impact of hazard, as many of the affected communities already struggling with a high level of food insecurity and malnutrition and impact of climate change. Vulnerability further compounded due to the impact of COVID-19, with a large reduction in income being reported nationwide due to lack of tourism in the Gambia during the 2020 tourist season, as well as reduction in remittance from overseas. The flood reduced the capacity to comply with preventive measures against COVID-19. There have been ongoing response initiatives by the government as well as NGOs, but the assistance has not addressed all the needs, which calls for additional support from ECOWAS. This support to communities will help in their recovery and provide support to meet the urgent food and nutrition needs just before the onset and during the lean season, as well as early recovery activities to rehabilitate affected shelters and promote rural access to potable drinking water. This will indeed help in resilience building of the beneficiaries to cope with this recurring disaster. This support aims to complement the support made by the government of the Gambia and partners by filling the identified gaps in terms of food support, shelter, and wash facilities related to food response to victims, as well as support longer-term resilient initiatives to build back better and prepare for future emergencies. This support also complements the long-term intervention to fast-track recovery reinforce resilience to climate shocks while reducing vulnerability and food and nutrition insecurity in the Gambia with support from partners such as ECOWAS. Geographic targeting. This intervention has prioritized the hardest region with the highest number of people that has been affected, the 2020 flood. According to the 2020 needs assessment, 58% of the affected households population are in the western part of the country, including the Upper River region. This is attributed to the increased rainfall experienced in the two regions. Due to this spatial distribution, this response will focus in URR and West Coast only. Household targeting special consideration has been given to the most vulnerable households, including women, children, and elderly affected by flood. Based on the pre-identified communities and need assessment result, followed by household targeting conducted by partners, with resources available, we have been able to select 1,246 households for cash and food support, 1,000 household shelter support and with the provision of 10 boreholes in the most vulnerable communities having no access to clean drinking water. The government of the Gambia, through His Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Adam Barrow, wish to extend our appreciation to the ECOWAS Commission in supporting her member states during emergencies. This indeed comes at the right time when the government and the partners are supporting the most vulnerable households across the country to build their resilience from shocks, especially from flood. We equally thank the United Nations World Food Programme for their constant support, the government of the Gambia, particularly during and after emergencies. Your support throughout this process has made this event happening today with our partners from Social Protection Secretariat, the Department of Community Development, the governors, chiefs, and other partners. I thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, my able Executive Director, for those words of wisdom. It is no surprise that the geographical location of this response is West Coast and URR. Anybody who visits the Gambia, you know that the Gambia's hub is West Coast region. If there is any second hub to the Gambia, that would be URR. Because if you want to feel the Gambia, you have to be in West Coast region. If you don't visit West Coast, you are not in the Gambia. And because of the densely population in this country, Ceremony, please leave me. I'm not talking of the Newbies. Because we are densely populated, of course the issue of flooding would be another issue, since people are settled on waterways. And this calls for a political commitment. ECOWAS coming on board, other partners coming on board, together we can avert the issue of flooding in our region. We are ready to work, we are ready to partner with you to ensure that flooding would be a thing of the past. So we thank you and the Executive Director of NDMA for your coordination. I would now want to call on the representative of the Country Director of WFP, Jean-Claude, to give his statement. You are welcome.
Good morning, you all. Allow me to start this speech by thanking and recognizing the presence of our guests today and our distinguished guests. The representative from the Office of the Vice President, our gracious host today, Mr. Lamin Sane, the Governor of the West Coast region, Mr. Claude Kondo, the Political Advisor to the Special Representative of the President of ECOWAS in the Gambia, Mr. Executive Director of NDMA, staff from Department of Community Development, representative from National Social Protection Secretariat, directors and senior government officials, and beneficiaries of this response, and members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols duly observed. Good morning to you all. My name is Jean-Claude Shimirimana. I'm the head of supply chain at the World Food Programme in the Gambia. And I'm honored to be here delivering the speech, this statement on behalf of the WFP representative and country director, Mr. Yasuhiro Tsumura, who could not be here today due to conflicting schedules. And I would like to begin by thanking Mr. Lamin Sane, the governor of the West Coast region, and his staff for the warm welcome. And on behalf of the United Nations World Food Programme, I wish to extend our profound gratitude to the ECOWAS Commission, who is represented here by Mr. Claude Condor, the political advisor to the Special Representative of the President of ECOWAS to the Gambia, and indeed to those who played a key role in making this response support to happen. I want also to acknowledge the National Disaster Management Agency, our partner. We look forward to jointly delivering a successful response. Ladies and gentlemen, household targeting was conducted by NDMA with support from WFP through an assessment with an additional validation of identified households. The flash flood victims in the West Coast and the Upper River region were the most affected and are in great need of support. Therefore, this response will provide food assistance through an unconditional cash transfer of 1,500 Gambian dollars for each household per month. This approach will allow the targeted household to access food items of their choice from the local markets. And second, this response will provide a shelter rehabilitation that will be provided through provision of corrugated iron sheet and nails. And each household will receive 1 package of iron sheet and 5 kilograms of nail costing around 3,000 Gambian dollars. And lastly, the response will support the rehabilitation and securing a clean water access point. Water access points have either been damaged and or contaminated with flood water. Therefore, it is imperative to rehabilitate these water facilities through provisions of boreholes to communities. With the generous support of donors like ECOWAS, WFP is enabled to empower recipient families to select the preferred food commodities most appropriate to their needs. At the same time, cash has shown to be beneficial in terms of promoting the local markets and hence enhancing the economic development with the complements to overall objective of the organization. The tremendous role that donors play during times like this cannot be emphasized. With the continued support of donors and other partners, WFP will be better equipped to respond to emergencies. And in collaboration with the NDMA, we hope the lessons learned from this response will help us to better program for the future. In particular, we need to continue to deliver in a more effective and efficient manner that adds value and contributes to the household sustainability, especially in light of the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic and increased vulnerabilities. The ultimate objective, ladies and gentlemen, is to greatly reduce the Gambia's vulnerability to impact of future climate change related disasters and to build the community's resilience to mitigate against these disasters with enhanced early warning system. The joint efforts of donors and partners will strengthen our capacity and thus contribute to better preparedness. Once again, we thank you for your kind attention, but most significantly, the ECOWAS Commission for being part of the solution to addressing climate-related disasters in the Gambia. And together, we can make the difference. I thank you all for your attention.
Thank you very much, representative from WFP, for those words of wisdom. You are always with us when it comes to humanitarian crisis, and we are always working hand in glove. I would like to just seek for your permission and give me 5 minutes. Let me just discuss with the beneficiaries to just translate in local language for them to understand what is happening. Pour ka asene yandale min mi jam ani mi en si jam wala nyunti ko serum sama kono tinyaro ketale menum dio le tinyaro ka tol miniyenu wo kammala de mar bundale fintisanam pour ka ma koy roki wo de mar bundani ello le yatinna no de maro ni man futal na birin serum sayna ferol nata pour ka yinde maro dial ko man to nga molki no ngal yale pour yal safenu wo safero kono nata na mol tommo nata na mo wili kilen nim fen tommo pour west coast kono nya say bi bari de mar lal binala pour ka de maro ni kulli pour ka ita ni mol la koy bina o de maro de law mol le la tinyaro keta minu ye serum atol be minu kono wala na ngatol mo lulu kumandi pour atole nana de maro be dila nga folo atol la mbayin do di la lale bi ba de mar do be bulala anomale mi yalla nga se ko be kala ko de joro sol bari bite de maro ni nakalora be korget paqueto di la atol mo molale anen perwo kilolu pour al sa faham wala ka chabe kiri min be marare ngala wala ECOWAS wala de maro di bari National Disaster Management Agency anen WFP anen alla local authority sol min be tundo do sefol ni alkalo anen ka safer lal min kije ndol bere be do ko nyin kon pour al sa faham wonya. Thank you very much. On that note, I have the honor now to call on the ECOWAS representative to give the launching statement.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. The Honorable Governor of the West Coast region, traditional leaders, the CEO, Brikama Area Council, government functionaries present here, the Executive Director of the National Disaster Management Agency, representative of the Country Director of the World Food Programme, the NDMA Regional Coordinator, who happens to be the moderator of this ceremony, representatives of civil society organizations, NDMA staff, esteemed beneficiaries, members of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. On behalf of the President of the ECOWAS Commission, His Excellency Jean-Claude Cassibrou, the Commissioner for Social Affairs and Gender, Dr. Siga Fatima Jean, who is a Gambian, and the Special Representative of the President of ECOWAS to the Gambia, Her Excellency Baba Geflo, kindly allow me to begin by saying that it is an honor for me to deliver a statement at this launch ceremony and to express my profound thanks and appreciation to the people and government of the Gambia through the National Disaster Management Agency for working amicably with ECOWAS and the World Food Programme to implement this project aimed at alleviating the sufferings of the flood and windstorm victims of the West Coast and Upper River regions. You may agree with me that disasters triggered by natural hazard events have increased in occurrence and severity in the ECOWAS region since the last 3 decades. Notably, hundreds of people and their livelihoods in West African countries are periodically exposed to at least one disaster event caused by vulnerability to natural hazards, including flood, drought, and windstorm. The Gambia is no exception and is also prone to the numerous hazardous events that are exacerbated by the negative effects of climate change. Geographically, the entire country is situated in the Gambia River flood plain, which makes it vulnerable to seasonal flooding. These have resulted in increasing interest of ECOWAS and its member states in disaster risk reduction to facilitate sustainable integration and development of member states and governments through promoting and supporting effective disaster risk management that helps create safer and resilient communities in social, economic, and environmental terms. It could be recalled that between May and October last year, heavy windstorm that blew across the country, accompanied by unprecedented downpour of rains, caused untold sufferings of the people of the Gambia, particularly in the West Coast and Upper River regions. Heavy downpour led to severe flooding in the areas of West Coast region and in and around the city of Basse in the Upper River region. Sequel to these, assessments were done by the NDMA and other specialized agencies to know the magnitude of the situation. The findings have already been underscored by previous speakers. The appalling situation was further exacerbated by the unprecedented outbreak of COVID-19 and its negative impact on the people and their livelihoods. This, to a large extent, delayed the implementation of this project due to the strict observance of its guidelines and restrictions. In spite of the fact that there have been ongoing response initiatives by the government as well as development partners, these have not addressed all the needs, which means that there is their need for additional support. It is against this backdrop that the ECOWAS Commission, through the Department of Social Affairs and Gender, under the dynamic leadership of Dr. Siga Fatima Jean, Commissioner of Social Affairs and Gender, decided to financially support a proposal submitted by the National Disaster Management Agency to support the early recovery of flood-affected victims in the West Coast region and Upper River region in the Gambia. This is in consonance with the provisions of the 2006 ECOWAS policy for disaster risk reduction. At this juncture, I would like to commend the efforts of the World Food Programme for accepting the responsibility to implement this project in collaboration with the National Disaster Management Agency. ECOWAS is quite confident that the WFP and NDMA have the required expertise to effectively and efficiently implement this project. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is gratifying to note that the implementation of the project has already commenced, and today we are here to witness the official launch and the symbolic handover of shelter items to beneficiaries at the office of the Honorable Governor of the West Coast region, Alhaji Lamin Sane. I thank the Honorable Governor immensely for providing the enabling and conducive environment for this launch and handover ceremony. ECOWAS is always ready to render humanitarian assistance to the Gambia when and where necessary. In concluding these remarks, I would like to congratulate all those stakeholders who have worked hard to materialize this project, including the government of the Gambia, the National Disaster Management Agency, the World Food Programme, the Honorable Governor of West Coast Region and his chiefs, for their commitments demonstrated to ensure the effective and efficient implementation of this project. As we launch this project today, we hope that it will yield the desired impact on the lives of the beneficiaries. We look forward to building on our fruitful partnership and collaboration for many years to come. I thank you all for your kind attention.
Here, and on behalf, I'll be pleased to say my governor has represented the other colleague governor for URR. Since we are hosting this, but the URR governor is also a beneficiary. In absentia, we are representing him here. I think we are doing justice to him, for him to know that the West Coast is hosting it, but we are all beneficiaries. So on that note, we are now going to do an official handing over of the shelter items to beneficiaries. The beneficiaries are Fode Jambang from Tujereng, Hadi Conte from Birkama, Combo Central, Tujereng, Combo South, Mariama Mane of Kafuta, Combo East, Yaya Sanyang of Kankuntu, Fonyi Kansala, and Tediba of Chabai, Fonyi Bondani. It would also, you could also note that all other districts, we have beneficiaries across the districts, but we have identified only 5 of these beneficiaries just to do the official handing over. So now I would like to call on the dignitaries, ECOWAS, the NDMA Executive Director, WFP, the Governor, the Chief for Fonyi Bintang, Alaji Lamin Jobate, for you to line up, then we do the official handing over, and of course the CEO of the Brikama Area Council. 5 in number, then, and each of the beneficiaries is entitled to a packet of corrugate and 5 kilos of nails. So they are the beneficiaries. Itodu?
Mariama Mane. Afuta.
Ya sanyam kankuntu foni kanso.
Hadi konte bir kama wedi ngara. Teddi ba chabay.
Ibrahima Jambantu Jere.
Okay, he is representing his father for the Jamma. So these are the beneficiaries.
Moy mobe tentula, moy jayina. Tentulo follow back follow la na boss la Alaji Lamin Sane governor mbe tentula mbe jayila bitasi mbal tentula mbal jayila ani disasa la director ani director mbe bentajan sefol ani momo bentajan al yesingo tinata nyimbe hoto mbe tentula mbe jayila bita ni akarale mako irunata awatuli ay mako irla lumbe tentula mbe jayila mi be gulata kono ani ndefam mbe be tentula mbe jayila anata awatuli
Of the assessment and the coordination and the fundraising, and she attests that the support came at the right time when actually they needed the support. So she thanked everybody, especially the donors. So that's the end of the program, according to the program guide. So now we'll have a group photo, and that's the end of it. We thank you very much for your participation. We thank everybody, and we hope to do a successful implementation of this project. Thank you all.
Love like fire. Wow. Love like fire. Xam ngeen rek affaire bi xam ngeen fan la? Skincare la. 2020 lañ wax de. Waaw. Fii nag mooy Kerr fan, Kerr zero tache. Perfect skin. Skincare saa su ne rek niñ ko dee defee rek loo lañ soxlaati rek maanaam bu ngeen am problème ci seen skin yéen xam ngeen fan la fii ngeen di ñëw suma xarit yeeg am di jàmm yi nga xam ne taas daf lañ sonaloon xam nga doon xeesal ba la ka xum éneew ma lañ ko nag waaye just in case comme ni ko gars yi defee rek en cas just in case loolu xew xam ngeen fi ngeen di ñëw Skincare Plus si yu baax rek la ñoo dox nag ay baax rek fu ne la ñoo dem ci réew mi di lañ indi rek nag products yu baax du Paris du Italie du USA du fi mu nekk nii sax boole nañ ci nag Sweden fu nekk lañ leen a indilee products bu dee tamit nag da nga ñuul rek ñu lay jamaa natural beauty that melanin dripping we do have stuff for you as well emuñ si skincare products rek ñu ngi ci cuub yi tamit fu ne la ñoo jaar in fact sax last commercial bi ñu defoon waxuñ leen woon ne dañoo dox ci ay kawar 9A grade rek nag waaw we do have bundles as well hair si lu ne la ñoo dox ñun ñu ngi ci rafetal jigéen rek luy taaral jigéen rek waaw boo leen di tukki tamit bëggoon rek classic suitcase ñu dañoo dox ci ay Samsonite duñ dee indi any brand of suitcases though other than Samsonite comme li ma dee wax rek boo eggee airport dëri Samsonite dafa am nuñ laa xoolee waaw ngeen ne lan nag waaw skin ci moom la ñu gën a xamee nag skincare products ci moom la ñu gën a xamee ñu ngi dox tamit bentee tamit si ay dàlla man waaye man nag skincare mooy suma specialty xam nga rek jigéen bu sa xar kanam réglé loo def mu jag am nañ Patricia Reiner Kiwi Eye the whole range Lighten Up Gold Tomatine I mean the list can just go on and on and on and on lépp loo xam ne rek luy taaral jigéen la ci yooyu rek la ñoo dox Skincare Plus nag emuñ si Gambia rek ñu nga United States ñu ngi Gambia fii ba pare bu dee yaa ngi anywhere in Europe mun nañ la ko mail within 3 days rek ñetti fan rek nga jot say diw emuñ si loolu rek dañ laa consult tamit balaa ñu laa jaay diw dinañ def a free consultation pour wax la rek exactly li nga xam ne moo méngoo ak sa kanam dinañ leen wax tamit ne rek am nañ perfumes you know fragrances men's shirts accessories we do dresses as well we do blouses I mean we do shoes name it we do them Skincare Plus 2020 is our year of perfection zero task fi mu nekk nii réew mi fii kenn waratu fi task kenn waratu fi am problème kanam kenn waratu fi am problème picture boo ko amee dafa fekk ne rek ñëwuloo ci place bi fii
love like fire bring my yobo gumba fire love like fire
Agada
mbijan ro aga nyaade
albaka
mbaka important
yo nga transfer la sto
ya transfer la
ha code nyinji
okay porsan nsila id soto
ha sa soto sorry agada
mbijan ro
albaka
mbaka
bara alla service o tariya
mbare
ki janna nun kunu bara tariya
jannom yona forest de bureau Gambia tonkon na no mbari ya bere birim koyna fo katon
bari si kodo kino katon ni fo bolon blabe to
56 branches mola sota Gambia jam
ha
Gambia kono ani Gambia bantala bankol nko kodo kiya bere to kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta même na kodi to poto ni kodi maraw jannam number 1 di nyonta andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi mani domorol dil fana be teat Gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale je
wo moy o diat
apelenta
baraka ni lafta nyelen kendol e bina
yalo bu kanyi la ko la baraka ba
yalo ndel ciosano lo
baraka
We live in a day and age where technology is creating a world without borders, filled with unlimited potential to improve the lives of the people around us. Innovarex Global Health ushers in a new way of leveling the playing field with increased access to quality healthcare services delivered at your doorstep. Our qualified professionals are equipped with state-of-the-art point-of-care testing technology to conduct tests such as kidney function, liver function, electrolyte tests, body composition, hemoglobin, A1C, and many more services with the highest efficiency in delivering results. The addition to our flagship Wellness on Wheels, more fondly known as WOW Delivery Service, brings the entire clinical experience full circle. IGH has remained committed to creating the future of healthcare delivery. Gone are the days of sending loved ones outside the country for basic medical services. Innovarex Global Health offers a new peace of mind and takes pride in delivering the quality of care we all deserve.